Welcome back to Restaurant to Another World. Anime Review, episode number 7. Yep, this series is back. Even though it's only been a couple days. Yep. Yeah, I pretty much read Restaurant in the World Book 5. Now, in the case of this particular episode, these two episodes, I'm covering episodes 13 and 14 of the series. Now, I should point out though that Silverlink does not do season 2. For some reason, I'm not really sure why, but apparently for the second season of the show, they decided to change studios for some strange reason. I have no idea why. And here's a fun fact for you about this particular studio. This is the same studio who works on Pokemon. Yes. Seriously. The same company. Yes, they were also the original company who did Berserk. Aside from those two, I'm looking at the anime they made over the years, and aside from the Pokemon stuff, I haven't really watched anything they've actually made. Yeah, that's the honest truth. Yes, there could have been many reasons why. The fact that they actually that this one switched studios. It could be maybe Silverlink is still in business. Yeah, they're still in business. They've not gone defunct at all. Is there any series they're currently working right now? Well, they're working on a few series. There is Next Life, All Worlds Leading Doom, World's Finest Assassin gets reincarnated as an aristocrat, The Great Ja Will Not Be Defeated, Deep Infinity Lost Child. These are the ones basically currently coming out right now. There's a few more coming soon. It's like Misfit Demon Academy Season 2. Yeah, so they work on some series. Not much per se. But yeah, it could be because of licensing issues. That's possible. Or the fact that the committee who makes the anime decided to move the show to a different studio because of a variety of reasons. When the show first aired, if you look at it, the first book had just come out. Yeah, the book might come out like less than a month before the show premiered. Excuse me. When the first season ended, it was in September 2017, which that is when. Actually, no, scratch that. The light novels, by the time the anime first aired, they had already released the first four. First four had already been released. Book 5 was released after Season 2 was completed. Season 1 was completed, yes. So, in the case of these two episodes, these two cover... Episode 13 covers Chapter 23 of Book 2 and Special 4 from Episode 4. 13, now this basically kind of does something quite interesting with this season, where they have the first segment set in the restaurant itself, and the second segment set in the actual fantasy world that the world set in. The first story is all about cheesecake. Yes, seriously. Where this woman who appears in, let's see, I don't remember her name here. I believe this episode is her debut appearance because she does pop up a couple times even afterwards. Let's see, what is her name here? Her name is Haida. Yes. She is a demon, like Anita, and she just happened to stumble across the restaurant after killing a bunch of goblins. And you're thinking, goblins? Yes, the scene itself reminded me a lot of Goblin Slayer. So, she's basically a mercenary. She just kills a bunch of goblins and just happens to find the place by pure coincidence. Goes in and sees a bunch of good stuff on the menu, orders cheesecake along with black tea, loves it, and comes back in the following episode. Don't worry about that. Yeah. And I like the fact they explored the fact her and Nita apparently look like they get along pretty well. And then we end it where apparently it's real that Sarah had not been visiting the restaurant in a while. Oh, before I continue, these episodes so far currently, this is the currently airing right now on Crunchyroll. Despite the fact I did watch the first season dubbed, this season has not been dubbed yet per se. My guess is they're probably waiting to the conclusion of the season to finally release it dubbed. Kind of like what they did with How Not the Son of Demon Lord. It's possible. So, Anita is requested by the master to bring home some mincemeat cutlet sandwiches for Sarah, who not been there for a while. It turns out the reason why because she's deep in research, so she can't exactly leave her desk. She's glued to desk. So she comes home, picks up some of her stuff off the floor. Also mentioned, oh yeah, I can't read this stuff. So it brings home this cream porridge, this corn porridge that she really wanted to try. Luckily enough, basically she wanted to. They also mentioned before she leaves, they said have their dinner, where Kuro has her chicken curry, which, and for some reason, I'm not really sure why this is. She decided to go back to telepathy for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Even in the last couple episodes of the previous season, she went basically speaking like normally, and now she's back to doing the telepathy again. I highly doubt this is basically due to change of language. No, I think it's because, and this is my personal theory, I think that the company who actually makes it, Oni, I believe it is, it's OLM. I think, and this is my personal theory, I don't think they got that note from Silver Link about that because now she's back to be doing telepathy again for no reason at all. Yes, either that the committee who actually is in charge, because a lot of stuff that anime is run by committees, they probably didn't like the fact that this character was speaking normally, or they probably really wanted to go back to telepathy again for no explained reason. So they introduced this fried rice. I have had fried rice. It's really good. Of course, they mentioned the whole thing about Chinese restaurants and the fact he went to high school. And he's like, Chinese high school is like, forget about it. Yeah, he doesn't have a deuce at all. Probably because he thinks that be a little odd for her to explore the way stuff is in the real world. Well, in the regular world we are. So she really wanted to try that corn soup, but he ended up doing Chinese soup instead. So he was very disappointed, but she ate it anyways. And she was requested by the master after Kira went home before she went back to go to Sarah's place to bring home some mincemeat cutlet sandwiches and this corn porridge. So next morning, Sarah wakes up and sees this special breakfast. Of course, this comes from the special, by the way. Mm-hmm. So makes the corn porridge, the corn porridge, and she loves. Apparently, Nita is apparently her favorite food. So she's like, okay, I like to have my mincemeat sandwiches. By fact, she saved that for lunch. Yep. And they eats it, and so good, and that's the episode. It's nice to have it. It's not have a story set in the actual fantasy world. That's quite nice. The next episode is basically beefsteak and cream puff. This is another one of these. So, beefsteak. Now, this one comes from the beefsteak story that comes from chapter 23 of book 2, and the special chapter 4. Now, I have not read book 4 yet, so I don't know if this is completely accurate to the book itself, because I only read just book 3 before I watched this. So, beefsteak is basically these two people who are an analog to Romeo and Juliet. They pretty much are called Romito and Julieta, where they also have bags in their eyes. And yeah, for some reason they have these, and it's mentioned by the master later, like, you two look pale. And like, oh no, we were born this way. Really? You guys basically are doing this for like no reason at all. So they run away, and they're on their way with pursuers. And they come by a cave, and just by sheer coincidence, they just happen to come across the restaurant. And here's the thing: Anita and Kara had not arrived at the restaurant yet, so, and they're pretty much there all day. We do Superior Camp by Hideout. Great to see her again this episode. Now, I don't know if she's going to play the rest of these episodes so far. I will find out tomorrow. Now, in the case of, let's see, Oh yes. So they want to try the, of course, Ramito wanted to try the most expensive food in the menu, and it's beef steak, along with basically their red wine. Which, okay, now beef steak, that's, if they want to have beef breakfast, fine. Not much issue with that. I do think it's a bad idea to have wine for breakfast, because wine can nearly ruin your liver. Yeah, that's just my opinion, anyways. But they have it, and of course, all the customers, and apparently they stayed there all day in the restaurant to closing time. They got there basically in the morning. Now, the master pretty much decided to make the food anyways. He had no problem with doing it, and they go home, and who knows, might see him again. Oh, by the way, Haida does recognize two of the patrons, which they kind of explored a backstory kind of a little bit in season one, which I appreciate though the fact he recognizes because they're famous, which good for Haida for doing that. And of course, we also have it where Princess Outfit is well, she's there, and of course she's visited the table by Ralph and Rafi and Shahid, the brother and sister duo. And of course, sister decides to sit at the table. She's like, "Oh yeah, welcome, no problem." They chat for a while. Of course, they have their special order, and of course, they're given the special coffee bean. And they're like, we need some cream, bring it home." And then Victoria mentions, by the way, she calls her by a nickname, Pudding Lemon, cream puffs, like two cream puffs. Now, I've had cream puffs before. Usually, they're very small. They're basically about the size of this nut. That's normally how cream puffs are supposed to look like. These things are freaking huge. Like, they're basically the size of my hand. Yes, seriously. They're about this size. That is a big freaking cream puff. I have never seen cream puffs that big, unless, of course, they're all combined into one. So, she decides to have her maid make the special bean, the special tea, and sort of these cream puffs, and have her eat it because she loves it. The princess loves it too, and well, she had probably never seen the princess be so happy, per se. It'd be nice if chance to meet the future in-laws, because of course the brother of the two basically is in love with her, but he's too hesitant to reveal his feelings for her. Yep. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for these two episodes. They're good, definitely. I do like the cream puff stuff. I thought that was quite nice. And we might see us going forward, basically, this season. Story set in the fantasy world, because a lot of the time it's just stuff with a restaurant. You don't get a lot of the stuff. Basically, we have the meal in the actual, like, fantasy world, which I thought that was quite nice this season do that. But the only thing not to like with these episodes is the fact, like I said, I think that the studio who actually made the series did not get to know that Kiro can actually speak normally. Why go back to telepathy? I have no idea. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Cycle of You, and that is definitely gonna be it for these videos because I don't have more time. So tomorrow, I expect to see two more videos for this series, and that probably it for this series for now until Saturday, because I'm going to be adding this particular series to my anime review schedule. Yep. Yeah, on Saturdays, I'm doing this and Case Closed. How long this is going to last for, I don't know. It depends, okay? But see you next video. Bye.